Okay, so we just completed core integration. And we like to think of that as getting everything to have a conversation so everything's ready for what we're about to do next. So we're going to just show you 4 fundamental movements that we all need to perform in life and show you how to start and a couple of progressions on each. Laura, we're going to start with our push-up series. Now, the first thing, just like with the prone plank, is I want to make sure they can hold the position and they got good stability through the shoulders all the way down the trunk and the rest of the body. So I'm going to constantly cue my client, drive that power plate away. Assuming they can do this, which Laura does easily, we're going to go into dynamic, self-selected range. Beautiful. Okay, so this is our base push-up position. Rest there, Laura. Now, here's a key thing to remember. We know that when we put the body in a position of tension or length on the power plate, we get more of this. In fact, a ton more. So one of the great things about vibration training is I can turn the intensity up or down, not only through frequency and amplitude, but by changing your position. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to ask Laura to go to our mid-range or just a little deeper. And as she goes down, she's going to hold. In this position now, her body's doing this like crazy. And now I'm going to have her drive forward and back. Oof, this is tough. I'm going to have her drive side to side. And finally into rotation. Yeah, you'll see how she's using her whole body to get the rotation. And rest there, great. You can't do it better than that. Rhythm and timing, can they get there and get back? But that's a great technique, to go into a position of tension, get the body turned on, and then move it, your clients will feel that one. Okay, our third progression is we're going to change our plane of motion by changing our hand position. So in the sagittal plane, we can have right forward or left forward. So Laura's going to do a couple of push-ups with each of these hand positions. Yeah. As simple as that hand shift is, it completely changes the chain reaction in the body. And you'll definitely find, in most of you, one side a bit stronger than the other. Okay, now to change the frontal plane, we're going to go narrow. A couple of push-ups there. Which makes it look too easy, really. And then we can go wide in that frontal plane. Beautiful. Very different response. And then finally, we can go internal or external. We can rotate in or we can rotate out. You'll find with internal, you won't go as deep for most people. Again, it should be self-selected. And finally, external. I think Laura could go all day. Okay, and rest, great job. So there you go. Started with the hold, dynamic. Number 2, pre-position, change your direction. Number 3, change your handprint. Okay, after the push, we're now going to do a lower body push, which is our squat. You notice here we've taken the pad off. We really want the body to be receiving all of that vibration. We use the pad when we've got elbows, joints, or hands, because it's just not comfortable for people. But ultimately, we want to get that pad off. Laura's going to start in a base squat position, self-select. For Laura, that looks like it's going to be down the train tracks. Now, here's the key. You do not want to stand all the way up. It's not dangerous or bad for you, but you will feel it in your head and it's not comfortable. So to get the benefit from this, we're going to go somewhere between our base position or our deepest and 3/4 of the way up. Okay. So Laura's going to give us some dynamic squats in her self-selected range, just short of coming up to the end. Great job. Okay, now just like with the push-up, we can pre-position things to get a completely different response. I'm going to have Laura go wide. She's going to drop down to that bottom position. We've now got tension in those working muscles. We're getting lots of this, and I'm going to have to shift her weight left and right. We're now squatting side to side. Every time you shift your position, you get a different vibration response. And then finally, I'm going to kind of have her feet, one at 12 and one at 3. There we go, perfect. She's going to squat down, get that tension, and she's going to use her body weight to shift forward and shift back. Wow. We're now getting stress in that rotational plane. That is perfect. And rest. Great job, Laura. Our third is to now do what we did with our hands. We're going to shift our feet forward and back, wide and narrow, in and out. Let's have a few of each, please, all right? Now, for me, when I do this in myself or my clients, a significant difference between which foot is forward. They might find one really smooth and easy, and then when the other one's there, they're like, hard stop. So what's great about this is you get to see if someone's got those asymmetries or not. Beautiful. Let's go wide. Let's go narrow. And you'll also see with different foot positions, different depth. Let's go out. You'll probably find Laura drops deeper on this one. There you have it. And finally, in. For most people, you don't go as far, so don't try to. Perfect job. Well done, Laura. Okay, so again, we had our base squat position. Don't come all the way up. Then we pre-positioned low, went side to side and rotated. And then finally, we changed our foot position. So you haven't just got one squat. You've got one squat pattern with as many tweaks as you want, right? That's our squat series. Okay, moving into number 3 for functional strength and power is the big bang for buck lunging. Now, we can do this one of 2 ways. We can start on the ground and lunge onto the plate, or start on the plate and lunge off. We're going to show you both and explain why they're fundamentally different. We're going to start off the plate and lunge on, and we're going to use a box or a step or even the massage cushion to elevate Laura's beginning position. In other words, we want her starting position to be at the same height as the power plate. Okay, first thing we're going to do is lunge. She's going to step and return in that forward and backwards direction, that sagittal plane. Beautiful. Now, in order to change that lunge, all we're going to do is have Laura face forward, and she's going to go side to side, this time with the left leg. And again, you'll see those toes are perfectly down the train track. She's zipped up, and she's sitting in that chair. And then finally, we're going to slightly turn her that way, and we're going to rotate as we lunge onto the plate. Wow. And you'll see those hips really opening up, completely different to the other 2 directions. One more. Great job. Okay, that's our basic lunge. But when you're off the plate and lunging on, you get vibration, and then it releases. If you start on the plate, that leg is constantly in contact with the power plate. So let's have you start on the plate, and we're going to have you lunging off the plate, Laura. Ready? Beautiful. You'll see now that that stance leg is always in contact with the power plate. There is no relief. So just know that even though it's the same movement pattern, a lunge forward and backwards, completely different amounts of vibration. Now, if you go side to side, the traveling leg that's really doing most of the work is not getting any of the vibration. Now, that's not right or wrong. Could be you want the stance leg to stay home and do the work. But just understand, lunging on versus off, completely different. Both are great movements. Okay, one other thing that we do want to show you is a split squat, which is often confused with a lunge. So we're going to have Laura just start in the box. We'll have whichever leg forward you want, Laura. And we're just simply going to go up and down. Now, very often people say that this is a lunge. It's technically actually a split squat because she's not moving her feet. She's not stepping and returning. Now, if you really want to feel maybe the most kind of vibration you can, a split squat's going to do it for you. So there you have our lunging on and off, different directions versus a split squat. Our fourth and final fundamental movement for strength and power is our pull. Now, I love showing this because people don't understand the power and the benefit of these straps. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off the plate with a bilateral pull. So Laura, let's get you going. Now, these straps are incredible. They've been designed to really transmit the vibration. So there's a couple of rules. Number one, you want them to be as taut as possible, as tight as possible. If they get slack, the vibration doesn't transmit. Number two, in your mind, your intention is to keep pulling those straps, like you're trying to rip them out of the power plate, okay? So Laura, let's get you in your base position. Beautiful, okay. You can see she's hinged forward, nice plumb line from that ear to that hip. Here's how I know if they're driving. She looks good, but now I'm gonna say, don't let me push your elbow forward. Yeah, that's good. These straps are now tense and tight, and I'm just giving her a little reminder that I want her to keep ripping those straps off of the power plate and relax. Now, here's where we get the question, so you can't do it dynamically. Wrong. Think of this, if I was doing a lat pull down, I stay still and the weight comes to me. But if I'm doing a pull up, the resistance stays still and I move to it. That's exactly the principle we're going to use with the straps. So Laura's going to do exactly the same technique, but now she's going to use her body to get closer to the strap and further away. Beautiful. And the whole time I'm looking for that tension. I'm driving those elbows. And now I'm going to give her permission to change her handprint and her angle of her elbow if she wants. Oof, that is not the same pull. So you can see these straps can be used dynamically. Great job, Laura. Now, the second thing you've got to know about the straps is the most vibration is actually when it's vertical. So that's great to teach them the technique, but now we want to get them on the plate, and we'll start bilateral. Now we're going to get more vibration for the straps as well as more vibration for the whole chain. Okay, so let's just go dynamic bilateral, Laura. Whatever handprint and elbow angle you want to go. This is a lot of vibration. Top down and bottom up. And rest. Now, this is my favorite. We're going to go to single arm. We'll do a few reps same side and then a few reps opposite. And let's just go straight into dynamic. Ready? Because she's using single arm only, you're going to get more rotational demand through that entire trunk and system. But if I want to change that even more, I'm now going to go to opposite side. Now I've got a diagonal pull. This is a great movement. She's on the plate, she's getting stress top down, bottom up, and she's working on a rotary single arm pull. Great job. That's an introduction to our pulling series, off the plate, on the plate, 2 arm, 1 arm, change direction. Nice work.